Chances are the next time you flip on TMZ to watch the paparazzi taking photos of Kim Kardashian's behind, there'll be another shapely figure in view, that of the 2013 Range Rover. And that's because she, like anyone else who's successful, powerful, or famous, will want to be seen in the all-new fourth generation of the luxury SUV. Instantly recognizable because of its iconic design, adding in core brand values of refinement and capability, it has become a global status symbol. Starting with that design, it's a scary thing to mess with success, and so the changes are evolutionary. There are still 3 bars on its cheese grater front grille, and the headlight design remains intact, though now using LED light bars. Hard edges have been rounded off to improve aerodynamics, and it has a more swept back look. Shapely, yes, but with a sloped roofline, it's now more modern looking and more athletic. And the 2013 Range Rover has definitely been to the gym, shedding on average 700 pounds per model, helping improve fuel economy and performance. Under the hood, 2 engine choices remain. There's the standard 5-liter V8 making 375 horsepower and 375 foot-pounds of torque, or you can opt for the supercharged 5-liter V8 making 510 horsepower and 461 foot-pounds of torque. Now, both of those engines have now been mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission, which improves acceleration and fuel economy. Now, acceleration is much more impressive. They've actually knocked over half a second off the 0 to 60 times in each model, meaning you can go 6.5 seconds to get to 60 miles an hour with the base model, or if you get the supercharged, it'll hit 60 in just 5.1 seconds. Inside, it's opulent yet simple, which an SUV really should be. Now, helping keep it clean is this center console. There's very little going on here, and that's really nice. Now, part of the reason is this 8-inch display screen, which has many of the functions on it. There are several buttons that run along the side here, but they're not actual buttons. They're sort of little touch icons. They look a lot like something on a high-tech smartphone. That's really nice. My only complaint is that the screen does get a bit blown out in the sunshine. Now, on top of that, there is another LCD screen, which are your gauges. It's 12.3 inches across, so it's huge and looks really high-tech. And my only complaint with that is that you can't get it to display your speed right in the middle. It just has a traditional analog-style gauge. This particular cabin is absolutely stunning with this cream leather, black leather, and lots of this piano black accenting throughout. I even love that the Range Rover branded kick plates are made of this nice soft aluminum. They look classy and rugged. Now, of course, there are an outrageous number of customization features you can get with your Range Rover, starting with a new panoramic sunroof, which is absolutely beautiful and floods the cabin with light. You can also get a ludicrous 1700 watt 29 speaker sound system in this. And if you want, in the rear seat area, you can actually have the traditional 3-person bench replaced with just sort of 2 captain's chairs, which is much more luxurious. And of course, those can be power reclining with heated and massage functions. And speaking of the rear seat area, it's much larger on the 2013 model. They've actually added about 5 inches of rear seat legroom, including an extra 2 inches of knee room. On the road, it is quieter now, although because it is still somewhat of a boxy SUV, it's not entirely immune to wind noise. Now, it handles much better on the road, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that, yes, it is 700 pounds lighter. But it also has a new air suspension system, which there's an available feature called Adaptive Dynamics, and when you have that equipped, it will actually help to compensate and reduce body roll when you're going around corners. And making it easier to live with is a new access mode feature that will actually reduce the ride height by 2 inches just to make getting in and out of it a lot easier. These days, it's more likely to be parked at Whole Foods than doing the whole hunter-gatherer thing. But that hasn't changed Land Rover's commitment to capability, which is why we're here in the middle of nowhere, Utah, to test it out. And this truck really does have everything, starting with low range gearing, and it has downhill descent control. On top of that, it's got 12 inches of ground clearance, and that's in a regular mode. You can actually extend that by 3 inches in off-road mode, and there's an extra 2 settings to add a total of 3 more inches on top of that. There's even an in-between mode for off-road driving that allows a new raised ride height at higher speeds. Plus, as an added advantage, there's now a new air intake system under the hood, which means it can actually go through an extra 8 inches of water, meaning its new wading depth is a total of 3 feet. Land Rover pioneered what it calls terrain response, which is a nice little dial on the center console that lets you choose between 5 different off-road settings, from mud and ruts to driving on snow to even doing some rock crawling. Now, new for 2013, there's Terrain Response 2. It's an optional feature, but it has an automatic setting for the first time, meaning pretty much anyone can hit the trails with confidence. Of course, you can still turn the knob the old-fashioned way, which I've had the unique opportunity to test out here, and you can really see the differences in each of the 5 modes. Starting at $83,000 and topping out at $130 grand, the 2013 Range Rover is sleeker, lighter, faster, more nimble, and yes, even more fuel efficient. But the important thing is not at the expense of capability. In the era of the crossover, the 2013 Range Rover has managed to stay with the times while not giving up any of its heritage.